We're really delighted to have Prince Zeid here this evening, considering today the Middle East peace process collapsing, the possibility of Russia about to invade Ukraine with 50,000 troops. I couldn't think of a better time. Unfortunately, Prince Zeid and I taking credit for doing any timing, but we're delighted to have him here today. To kickstart, Prince Zeid, what does it mean to you and Jordan to serve as a member on the UN Security Council?
Thank you, first of all, Joe, for inviting me. You're so well established that I'm honored to be here. Well, to serve on the Security Council is hell. It really is. It really is. It's hell on earth, because you're exposed to the most appalling things, appalling sights. It's almost like a social worker who goes every day and works in a part of the city where it's so awful, and you try and do your best, but you don't seem to make the difference you would hope otherwise that you could make. And in part, it feels like that. We every few hours deal with a different file. All of these problems seem to be chronic because the antecedents run so deep, and we are struggling, to be frank. We have 81 items on the agenda of the Security Council. When we had a review only a few days ago of how we were coping with these files, I think the only case where we could cite progress was in Sierra Leone, one of the files. And it only seems to be getting worse. And so it's a fairly unpleasant experience, I have to say. As some colleague of mine said, former ambassador, was a former member of the Security Council, the ambassador of Guatemala, I said to him rather flippantly, was it fun, him serving on the council? He said, no, it's not fun. He said, it's interesting, and it's a hell of a lot of hard work, but in the end you really wonder to what extent you're making a real difference. And then also when I first arrived in New York in 1996, I went to see a former Dutch ambassador who served on the council during the Rwanda genocide and the events in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And he said, it's unimaginable how awful. He said, can you imagine how awful it is to be on the Security Council and you know that a genocide is taking place, and you can't do anything about it. You cannot do anything about it. And he needed help. He really did. And I think many of our colleagues feel like that in the end. And so one cannot help but feel, to a certain extent, when you meet with young students, that we've been so delinquent in the discharge of our responsibilities in the last 20 years, that we're leaving for them problems so severe, and we will hopefully happily glide into old age and depart this world having lived a sort of tranquil life, but I worry for them. And so to put it mildly, it's maybe an honor and there's some prestige attached to it, but it's a difficult experience as well.